Hello everyone and welcome to your weekly Challenge of Elders guide video for the week of June 14th. I hope you guys are having a good time, good day. I'm finally getting this video out on a Tuesday, which is kind of a miracle, but I want to open up by saying that the patch is live right now as of me recording this commentary. It's almost 11 o'clock in the morning. I actually got the gameplay for Challenge of Elders like at reset around like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Unfortunately, the gameplay is PS4 gameplay, so all I have is my Warlock, and it's a pretty low level Warlock, so I don't do anything amazing. I'm not getting crazy amounts of points. But that's what I want to open up with this is like the worst case scenario, right? Like I'm a Warlock, which actually is not that good this week for this week's Challenge of Elders, and for the modifiers and stuff. It's not, Warlock isn't that great, and I'm low level. I don't have any of the exotics that I'm going to recommend, so this is just kind of a worst case scenario for you guys. You can still score well without all the stuff that I'm going to be recommending. But getting into the modifiers, we have fresh troops. Some enemy squads have been fortified with additional reinforcements, so basically just more adds, more enemies in some of the fights. You have trickle. Recharge of abilities is significantly reduced. This is going to be the tough one. Every week that this is in, I think it's been 2 weeks so far that we've seen this. We saw it a little bit early. But every week trickle is in, it makes it so much more difficult, and makes abilities that I'm going to recommend so much more valuable. And the bonuses this week is a melee kill bonus. So once again, my mind is immediately going to go to you hunters out there who can, do the throwing knife method, who can do the blade dancer method. The throwing knife method is obviously going to be superior here, because as long as you can keep hitting headshots with those throwing knives, you're going to keep getting throwing knives back. Especially with trickle in the mix, you can't rely on getting a super consistently, so blade dancer is not going to be the best option. And if you miss your throwing knives, it's going to be a while before you get one back, unless you have something like Monte Carlo. And that's going to be the weapon I'm going to recommend here today, guys. Monte Carlo is the obvious choice for a melee kill bonus. For a melee kill bonus Challenge of Elders week. Especially with trickle, you're going to want to try and get your melee up as fast as possible, and Monte Carlo's obviously the best way to do that. So yeah. Anyways, so yeah, gunslingers, you got the heavy advantage this week. Yeah, it's heavily in your favor. This week is going to be a little bit different in the fact that I'm going to recommend a few things for each round. The rounds you have are Kexus the Betrayed, which is the Taken Fallen boss. Second round is Val Aruun, which is the regular Cabal boss, and round 3 is the Seditious Mind, excuse me, which is the Taken Vex boss. The only really crazy mechanic that any of these fights have is Kexus. He puts down bombs that pretty much suppress you, take away your super, and kind of all that stuff. So that is going to be annoying. Once again, you can't rely on super energy in the first room. Val Aruun, you have to kill the Scion Flayers that correspond to his shield frequency at any given time. He'll have 3 shield frequencies, so that's kind of a little bit of a pain. I highly recommend at least 1 or 2 people with either shotguns or exotic swords to take care of those Scion Flayers really quickly. And the Seditious Mind, he pretty much just like makes the air above you boil, and it like summons a mini tornado above everyone, and you just have to get out of it before it kills you. So nothing really to worry about there. Otherwise, they're all fairly standard boss fights. But the second room is hard, and so is, well, actually round 3 makes it a little bit easier, but the second room has so many phalanxes there that it's so hard to get throwing knife kills or melee kills of any kind. So you're gonna have to settle for a low amount of points in the second room and capitalize on the third room with all the all the Vex Goblins, you can probably get a lot of throwing knife kills there because instead of the stomach, since they're taking Vex, their critical hit point is going to be their head, so you'll be fine hitting headshot throwing knives. So yeah, once again, the weapons I'm going to recommend: Monte Carlo, a sniper for the first and third rounds. You're going to want a sniper for those, but a shotgun is actually good for the second round. Like I said, shotguns or exotic swords to help you out with killing those scion flares. Plus, it's really hard to hit headshots on the boss in the second room when he's moving around with a sniper rifle. So most of your boss damage is probably going to be from, well, you won't have many grenades, but from primaries or heavies. So yeah, that's going to be my weapon recommendations. A good secondary to Monte Carlo, if you don't have it, is probably Bad Juju. Honestly, I really can't think of any other good primary that will help you out in this situation, quite frankly. Excuse me. Anyways, moving on. Subclasses, like I said, hunters. You got the T1 class here with Gunslinger. Throw on the perk that makes your throwing knife immediately reset on precision kills. Give yourself 2 throwing knives however you can, whether it be Ahamkar's Grasps or the perk on the tree, and and go to work, because you guys are the point generators here today or this week. Blade Dancer's half decent, although once again Trickle is involved, so you're not going to get your super very often. So it's going to be a little bit difficult. Night Stalkers, honestly, I would not. Let's put Blade Dancers and Night Stalkers in the same category. They're both half decent. You can work with them, but they both revolve around getting points on supers. So if you have a team that's generating a lot of orbs when they have their supers, then sure, go Blade Dancer, go Night Stalker. But other than that, it's going to be really, really difficult for you. I would recommend just going Gunslinger 100%. Be selfish, get those throwing knife kills, and you will get a ton of points. Warlocks, Sunsinger is going to be the way to go, probably. Stormcaller is decent, Voidwalker is decent. I mean, you really, everything's decent here. Everything's half decent, but you have that Gunslinger that's top tier, right? So you can equip, the perk that gives your Scorch melee on a kill. It has a chance to generate an orb, which it usually does generate an orb, which gives you a little extra points whenever you have your Scorch melee up. Once again, Monte Carlo can help with that. But since Trickle is around, when you pop your Sunsinger, you'll get 2 grenades max, and maybe 1 melee recharge. So that kind of sucks. So Sunsinger not amazing in this one. Stormcaller is actually pretty decent. If you have Perpetual Charge on, you can get a grenade kill, then a melee kill, a grenade kill, then a melee kill. As long as you can keep chaining those together, they'll instantly recharge one another. But quite frankly, your Stormcaller melee isn't much special in this Challenge of Elders. Like, it doesn't really do much for you, in my opinion. So, I don't know. It's really up to you guys, you Warlocks out there. I personally use Sunsinger throughout the whole fight, throughout the whole thing, mostly on PS4 because I don't have anything else upgraded, really. But yeah, again, Voidwalker can be decently useful, I guess. Pretty much just as useful as Sunsinger is, honestly, in my opinion, because of Trickle this week. And you Titans out there, Defender, 100% Defender, because you've got that perk that, if you get Force Barrier and you keep meleeing people, it generates orbs. You're going to be a huge asset to your team, especially if you have a high intellect build. Whenever you can get those bubbles placed, is going to be great. Strikers are also half decent, quite frankly, because you've got that perk where it on an overload melee kill, it instantly recharges it. So that's not bad at all. Same with the Sunbreaker melee, I think, too. So, I mean, if you want to run Sunbreaker, you can. You just kind of have to use your super for boss damage, which kind of sucks because you usually want to generate orbs with it. So I would recommend Defender, obviously, top of the list for Titans. But really, like I said, every single subclass is kind of half decent in this week's Challenge of Elders, simply because of Trickle. Because it just reduces every subclass to that level. It's just like, it's kind of meh. So Defenders and Gunslingers here at the top of the pack. remember that, guys. Once again, hope you guys have a ton of fun in your Challenge of Elders, if that's even possible anymore. And I hope you guys get the loot that you want. I personally did not this week. I didn't get much loot on the PS4 that I thought was good. But hey, there's always next week. And so yeah, I will see you guys once again. I'll be playing a lot of PvP this week, so look out for me on probably on Xbox, honestly, because I've been having difficulties on PS4 with PvP. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, learned something useful. Hope you guys do well in Challenge of Others, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.